Good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jeff here, as you know, in the Ninjas. Hope you're all well. I've spent a couple of minutes setting up there. At the moment, I don't know if anybody's going to come on. I've waited a few minutes. But let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens to see if I'm speaking to myself or there's other people can arrive. But what I'm going to do anyway in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the charts, fresh eyes. Got a few ideas I want to share with you, something that might, for the people that are perhaps awake at midnight UK time, I've got something I've been testing, and so far it's won every single time on gold, trading gold. I'll just share my screen, and we'll come to that if we have time for that one. So what I like to do, there's gold, we're still talking about gold. What I like to do is we'll just, let's actually start with something completely different. Let's go to the charts with, remember last week's setup, ladies and gentlemen? Remember last week's setup? Yeah, what I'm going to do first of all, though, you know, I always like to go to the news. Morning, Alan.
Hi, Jeff.
I hope you're well.
Yeah, good. Thanks.
Yeah. At the moment, it's just you and me, so I was just talking to myself. Yeah.
Did you not do Wednesday last week?
Is this not Wednesday?
No, it's Tuesday.
Oh, never mind. Never mind.
I think maybe that's why people are a bit caught in the. I just caught it by surprise there. Just
maybe I'm wrong. I think you're right.
You did Wednesday last week.
I probably did. So who's doing today? Don't know. Well, we're on now. We're on now.
Yeah, crack on, yeah.
Yeah. I'm from Prestwick. What about yourself?
Where are you from?
Prestwick.
I'm from Stewarton.
Yeah. It's not far. I remember years ago I played football there on a red AstroTurf pitch.
Yeah, that's right. Pitch. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know Prestwick. I know Ayr. I know Troon. I know it well. Yeah.
Yeah, that was many years ago in the boys' brigade. But I'm in Cornwall at the moment, just so you know.
I'm in Surrey, so.
Yes, so you're correct. So thank you for keeping me correct. So that's why nobody's came. So just so you know, Alan, the way I use the news is a bit different how the ninjas do it. Quite a lot of them, because we have so many new people, there's nothing wrong with this. They look at all the news and they say, stay away from red folders, right?
Yeah.
Now, the thing, I'm explaining this last week, but red folders or high impact news, these are the things that move, or shall I say the banks and institutions use the news as an excuse to move the market. I was just explaining it from a different perspective. I don't necessarily get in when the news happens. I would wait a few minutes to see what happens. If it matches my plans, if it doesn't match my plans, I don't bother with it. So what I would do, for example, with this one, this is these two this morning. We'll actually have a look at the news, UK time, for the sterling dollar and the Swiss franc. So 5.30, the Aussie dollar, and 6.45, the Swiss franc. Do you see that one there? These two here. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, all good. See everything. Yeah.
How long have you been trading, Alan?
Oh, years. Several years. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
No worries. And I was just explaining to you what I do. And then later on, we've got different types of news. So interesting, 10 o'clock, we've got new euro, which is good. So let's just have a look at this anyway. So all I'm going to do is go to these pairs. Aussie, first of all. So this is all my big watch list. So I'm just going to go through. I've changed what I do and went from I only typically like to look at 3 or 4 pairs, these here, because they're trending pairs, and also gold. So let's go look at this one here. So let's look at the time. I said 5:30 was Aussie news. So I'm just going to go to here, put it on the hour time frame, normal candles, and I'm just going to look for, there's 5, so I'll put it on the half hours. Right, there's 5:30. That's where the news hit. And it went in a direction with quite a bit of movement. Alan, do you trade with the news at all, or do you stay away from the news?
I'm not scared of it, but I would.
Yeah.
So I'm not one of these people that I'm going to switch my computer off because there's news, because there's news every day.
Yeah. You respect it. You respect it.
Yeah, but I'm not a news trader, so to speak. But yeah, I respect it. Yeah, but I don't shy away from it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So if we thought that was going to go down through this here is called the VWAP. This here, I'm just looking. We've looked at different setups. Were you here last Wednesday?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Yeah. So I introduced this, and I also, just so you know, looked at something called DSI.
Yeah.
Because that was given, because I looked at colors, just so you know, and I said, well, what makes up colors? Well, in the colors, what they have a version of the matrix at the bottom. Existing pane below, new pane below. They also have, just so you know, they also have volume below as well. And I'm just going to, what else do they have? They also have on top of that TSI. It's only when, and with that, they've got a yellow band in the middle on the 0 line, which I like to make nice and bright. This is how when I first looked into it, I said, how can I replicate this colors, which is charging $49.95. That was that there. And these bands are a little bit thicker the way they have it. I don't know if this would be, they don't have that RSI on it, but they've also got the awesome oscillator on it. Have you used the awesome oscillator?
I'm not really. I've looked at it. I've tried most things, but no,
okay.
I use the RSI, but to me they all do pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Really.
Why can't I get this to work? And I have something called an awesome oscillator and MACD.
Yeah.
Something like the RSI. And what they also have, they have a digital version of a trend strength. Now, with this, I can't create a digital version of a trend strength. So what I did was, I put on something called a DMI, a specific one, a directional movement index with levels. And I like to have this here at the very top. Here. Or I was using it at the very top. Yeah. Let me explain this a little bit. I'll get this correct. Based on the colors. Depends on if you're using blues or greens. Some people use only blue, some people use greens, but let's just use blues. So I've got a green on there. I'll make it a bit darker. These are on the eyes. You see at the top there. We'll have a red, and we'll have this one here. This it's called a key level. And I've set this key level to 25. I used to set it to 40. But I'm now testing 25. Hi, Ribbon, morning.
Morning, Jeff. How are you, everyone?
Well, good. I think this is the few of us, Ribbon, just a few of us. But what I'm looking for here, Alan and Ribbon, is, for example, when you look here, I'm using this as an indicator to see some strength in the currency. And whatever one's on top, Alan, is the one with the momentum. And you see how that nicely lines up.
Yes.
Move this out of the way. That nicely lines up with this multi-time frame engulfing candles. I don't even have I don't even think about the indicator switched on, or do I? I don't even have the indicator on. The only problem with this way, there is quite a few indicators on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let me get back to that again, if I can. Yeah, I don't know if that's it actually. I'm going to go back. I've lost it. Has someone got the television on?
Red thing in the sky. Ah, yes, it's one of those guys. Great. Hey, have you seen Wolverine?
Yeah, so all I'm going to do, get that there. Yeah, see the multi-time frame here? Multi-time frame engulfing. We've got 3 time frames saying it's a buy. We have the ninja up just at this zone saying it's a buy. Yeah. The TSI is going up there. It's actually later there, which actually, if you think about it, we have another early entry up, which is, that might be a better entry there. And that there, that's a truer entry. If you look at the DMI there to there, that one's a truer entry. And at this point, this is the RSI, it's now above the 50 before it just hit the 50. Now, someone has a television on. Bang on. Richard, hi Richard. Ribbon, Alan, someone has a television on, please.
Let me switch it off.
Thank you. Yeah. So all I looked at there, ladies and gentlemen, I looked at my version of colors. I just went back in time just so to see what a trend was. Now, let me put this up here as the way I like it out of the way. So here, the reason I've got here, this is the daily time frame here for this particular tool. And this is called the VWAP intraday. But what I'm using it in conjunction with the Ninjacator and the matrix. Now, if I just move this here, all the time we have 3 multi-time frames. This says a buy. It also says it's a buy here. Now, if you move that along to there, you see that we're still in consolidation because it's not moving yet. It was not moving yet. We're using a 30-minute. You might potentially want to go into a 50-minute to get an earlier entry. I think most of you actually do it that way. I'll put it on high Kanashi candles. So let's have a look at this now. Let's go back in time now. And let's look for that again. Yeah, we are there. So when you look, we have a ninja up here, but we're stuck in this consolidation zone here. We're stuck in this consolidation. And we have another E up because we're stuck in this consolidation. So potentially a better one may be when it breaks through that line there, this body. And that's showing the body breaks through. If you wanted a safer one, right there. When it breaks through, because what this here, this is whether they call it supply and demand or support and resistance. It's broken through that there. which actually I'm going to highlight that because price could come back to that zone later on, because it's a really important one. And I'm just going to go just to see what happens if price has came back to that. Please bear with me. Look at that, price is coming, price nearly to the pip, it's a little bit short. So I'm going to carry on. So let's say if you waited, you saw it, broke through there, and you entered on this candle here. And the reason I said we do that, because of this consolidation, it's in here. How many pips was in that consolidation zone? Total, it was 5.3 pips in the middle of it. So I think it's worthwhile waiting. So let me just look at this here. So here, it's TSI. If you've got this, you really need the DMI up here. So what I don't think we do. So let's just remove this here, because I don't think we need it. Now, if we look at the RSI at the bottom, that's a really good on this particular one, because that tells us everything's above the 50s in the buy zone. See, that just hits nicely. And that there, we have the green and the volume. We have as a support and resistance line here, supply and demand is open here, and another one here, as price was bouncing up and down. We had a multi-time frame here that was letting us know it was getting ready to buy. You see that there? Multi-time frame engulfing candles there. But we're stuck. Well, we're stuck in this here. Morning, Ray. Morning.
Morning. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Nice to see you. I don't know if it's you or someone else. Someone has the television on in the background, and it's hi, Sabil. I'm a day early, but I'll do another one tomorrow. Just let you know I'm a day early. I'm just going through a color setup, but now everybody can speak. You do not have to mute. You do not have to mute. Yep. So I'm just going through this particular setup. I also previously looked at the news. So this here, what we've got here is a multi-time frame engulfing indicator here. This particular one, this is a trend strength indicator. It's something called the VWAP, the intraday VWAP. I've got the matrix, the Ninja matrix, of course, and I've got the Ninjacator, using them for entries. Now, the reason why I didn't access there, again, was in this consolidation. And I waited for this here to break through that there. And if you look up here, the trend strength, it was above this line there. So potentially I could have actually started moving. I could have at that point there, there was momentum. It was telling me this could be a time to get in. But I chose not, because we'd previously had it here and we're still stuck in this range. So I waited. So the full body, you see there, the body was broken through. And I'm saying at that point would be a better time. Right there. But everything was aligned up from the volume to the RSI. Yeah. Here we had broken through the support and resistance. We'll have the directional movement index. And if you think of the multi-time frame up here, the last engulfing candle was a buy. So all is good. Now, so that was AUD, as I mentioned. Now, we had some news at 5:30 this morning. We're looking at this one. The reason why I looked at this, I was speaking about how you can use the news to trade along afterwards. Yep. The news was 5:30, just in there, and it came down nicely. Now, does anyone have any pairs they're wanting to look at this morning? No, okay. Let's have a look at the other one, Swiss franc. See what happened with Swiss franc this morning at 6:45. We had some red folder, high impact news. 6:45 a.m. UK time. So I'm just going to let me just go down here. It's Great British Pounds CHF. Let's have a quick look at that one. I'm going to put it to the 30-minute time frame just to see it was, in fact, no, it's 6:45, I said, wasn't it? So let's just go to 6:45 and see. You see my time at the bottom? 6:45 there. With a tiny trend change before it came back down again. So that one didn't really have that much impact. That was on a nice downtrend. And if you look at this here, we've got all this set up. Everything is all aligned. From, I've got the matrix at top saying it's in a sell zone. This here, and then you're down, it's in a sell zone. We'll have another one. Here, at this point, and here, we're under the RSI, saying it's a sell zone. So I wait, everything is all aligned. Up here, let's look at the multi-time frame, and we'll have two engulfing, multi-time frame engulfing there. That one there is the 5-minute and the 15-minute multi-time frame engulfing. And I'm using Heikin-Ashi candles, and of course, the Ninjacator and the Ninja Matrix, and everything's all aligned. So let's look at now at 5:15, not 5, sorry, 5:15 recently. Okay, you see here where this here potentially could be this one here, a nice sell zone right now. This 7:45, 8 a.m. They're in this one here. If you did get into that one already, let me just, that's 1, 2, 3 candles or normal candles. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and if you get in, just in the middle of it. In fact, let's do it from there, because you'd have probably got in there. You would have been up 10 pips for people who like 10 pips. Now, I'm going to go through particular currencies that I particularly like. I'm going to use this, I'm going to take this off for a minute. So we've got cleaner eyes. Yeah, so what we've got here, ladies and gentlemen, just remove all this here. Just remove all this for a minute. Just with nice clean eyes. I'm going to look at this, the euro. I'm going to click on auto. So this is in the daily time frame. You can quite easily see when trending down nicely, and it broke structure and it's heading back up. Very nice and simple. Maybe look at a larger time frame. It's been an uptrend for a while as well. Yep. So I like trending pairs. Yep. So trade with the trend trading. Yep. So let's say this is an uptrend. So let's go down to the 4-hour. You can still see it's in a nice uptrend. People who like trend lines. Yeah. So let's have a look at this here. What does the multi-time frame? Here we have a 4-hour engulfing, a 1-hour engulfing. On the smaller time frames, it's a sell, but the larger time frames is a buy. Got that one there. Let's go down to the 1-hour. Yeah. So let's have a look at it from the matrix. Let's put on the matrix. The matrix is here, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to, for the 1 hour, I put my matrix to the day. And it says it's in a buy. The RSI says it's a buy at the bottom. Let me show you this. It's above this 50 line, although it's a flexible one. It's a strong buy because we've had a, look here, we've had an engulfing. We've had an engulfing multi-time frame saying it's a buy. So it's a big candle. Tom would call them big ass candles there. Yep. If I turn on to the Heikin-Ashi candles, you'll actually see recently we have had the ninja up. If you did miss that, that was 2 in the morning UK time. You've got a nice strong engulfing candle there. The trend strength is up. This is up. This is up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go down to the 50-minute for entry to see where we're at. Yeah. So the 50-minute, we have one 5-minute engulfing. We have this strong here. We have this strong. We have this here. And the RSI is strong as well. But it's a lot. What I would potentially like to do, I would like this potential to have a pull back and then go up again. Yeah, so that's the way I'm reading this. I like this to have a pull back, then go back up again. So I'm going to go to normal candles. Yeah, you see how recently I had a pullback here? That's the sort of thing I'm looking for. Let me just put on my, yes, we're in this zone. So what I would like to do, if it was a buy here, I would like to see a green on the next candle. Now we have 9 minutes and 33 seconds. And this is a nice green buy here. Based on this, I'd be tempted to enter on the next candle. Also, let's put on my VWAP. What does it say here? I'll move the TSI for a minute. This also says it's a nice buy. So 9 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. I'm waiting to see what this candle here says, because everything is all aligned for a buy, for a long. However, ideally, I would like to see it pull back first. I would like to see it pull back, because for the people who do Bollinger Band style of trading, so this was the equivalent to the outside. So this looks like a strong trend, especially with this big engulfing candle, as it showed up here, which is really powerful. Now, does anybody have any questions on this setup? No? Okay, so I'll ask some questions in, just to see who's morning, Nick. I know you're probably busy at work. I hope you're well.
Yeah, morning, mate. I'm fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a day.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't think you were starting to about, or somebody was starting to about 8:30. So
no, I'm 8 o'clock. Mine's on Wednesday. This is an extra session, just so you know. This is an extra session.
All right. Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Yep, and you're paying above. And give me a minute. That's the way I particularly like it there. So I'm just waiting for 7 minutes to see what this next one here. Now, while we are waiting, hi Nick. Cheers, mate. While we're waiting, let's have a look at a setup for gold. Is anyone here awake 12 o'clock UK time? No, just me? No. Okay, there's a nice setup for gold the last 2 days, I've noticed, while waiting for this. And it's using a form of very similar to this, the VWAP, but I also used the volume profile, and it works really, really well. But if nobody's up at 12 o'clock, then I wouldn't, because maybe it's just me that's a bit of an addict. Let's keep that for another day, where I trade indices and different things. Look at that for a powerful. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're talking about here. What time is it? Was it 12 o'clock? 12 o'clock. It was 12 o'clock. Yeah, look at that there. Shot straight up. Very similar. I'll change it to white. What I do is I don't so much follow all these. For me, this is the framework I use. There's certain rules go at particular times of the day. I use this volume profile, and it's only when the market's opens. So we're looking for a clean open. So I'll keep this for another day, but this one, I've only been testing this for 2 days now, and so far they've been correct 100% of the time. Nice trend up. So if with my rules, I would get out this here at that point there. That's the point of control. Thank you very much. Depending on your broker, that would be either 37 pips or 378, depending on your broker. So let's just, we're still waiting. We have 5 more minutes. So we've got a little bit of a indecision candle here. Indecision candle. Ribbon, are you looking at anything at the moment yourself?
Yes, I'm looking at the Euro JPY.
Yeah, you're looking at the Euro JPY. Yeah.
Yes, I've just taken the buy trade and
you've taken it. Well, at the moment, just so you know, at the moment it's coming down slightly. Yeah, Ribbon's a new mum, just so everybody. So she might be feeding. I don't know. So at the moment, it's just hit this support and resistance line, just so you know, on the 5-minute Ribbon.
okay.
So it's got a little bit of indecision, which is the reason why I said I want on the 15-minute, I want for it to break through this zone here.
Okay.
So, because it was stuck in this consolidation zone. It was stuck in this consolidation zone. And I personally, I would like to see it break through the other side. But everything's going that way. We just perhaps just a few minutes early. Because at the moment, if I take this away, it has went higher and it's dropped. So it's round about the same price. It's actually round about the same price as it was just when the new candle hit there. But this is all, that's bullish. We're in here. Let me just double check the matrix. For the 15-minute with the matrix, I use the 1 hour. Yep. If you are trading on 15-minute, so here from here, everything says buy from here. This is there. We have an engulfing here. We have this here above that number here. We have an engulfing here and there, but it did pull back, as you see. So 2 minutes and 49 seconds. Does anybody here trade the DeLorean at all? I've heard they've had some fantastic wins with the purple zone. Some of the people I support and mentor have done extremely well, and I'm really pleased for you. So I'm going to shout you out, Kerry. Well done to you. Best day ever. Congratulations. That's Kerry. Yeah. Yeah, so let's just see what's happening. We've got 2 more minutes. 2 more. While we're waiting, let's just have a look at a couple of the pairs. I'll change this around. So this one is already formed. This morning it's coming back down. So this could be, let me just check here. Let's switch on my Ninjacator. And just wait for the Ninjacator to do its work. Put it on there. So it's either going to come down or it's going to go up. As simple as that. What I believe it could do, it could come down and then either the next candle or down to there, push back up. We have 1 more minute. Let's have a look at this one here. Now look at this one here. This one is going up, USD CAD. This one has got USD in it, AUD CAD, sorry, AUD USD. This one is going down. So that both have USD in them. One's at the front, one's at the back. So as a little reminder for everybody, if you're uncertain how this all works, you could actually do you could add this little button here. So okay, we've got 42 seconds. This button here is compare button. I'm just going to type in the word DXY, and I'm going to compare. I'm going to switch everything else off, absolutely everything else off. That there, the DXY, is the opposite of this one, because this is the US dollar. This is a currency against the US dollar. So the US dollar at this point hit high, and it's coming down. So I've always to go to this one here. The US dollar is here at a high, and it's coming down. You see how that makes sense? That is in line with the DXY. That's something else, apologize. It's coming down. So this is how, if you're unsure on what that means, you can look at all US dollar pairs based on the DXY. So let's go back to EUR JPY. So we've got a down candle. So Ribbon, it finished. This candle finished. So I would not be entering this trade now because it came down for it. So it looks like it's going to come for a pullback, potentially, before carrying on further. Because we're still in a buy. Everything's all set up for a buy. It's a strong, if you look at it from the daily time frame, it's been a long uptrend. It pulled back. The Japanese yen got really weak, and sorry, apologize. It became really strong against the euro. The Japanese yen became really strong against the euro, and now it's going the opposite way again. On the 4 hour, going up, bouncing off these trend lines. Yeah, and we've had a strong engulfing on the 4 hour. Sorry, put that there. There, a really strong push up there. Going down to the 1 hour, again, it's been pushing up from 7 a.m. this morning, really strong. Everyone's still aligned. And the 50-minute has been going up, but we're just, this little, may have a little pullback. So now let me just see who's on. We have 8 people, including myself. Hi, Nikki. I hope you're well.
Hi, hope you're
Hi.
well.
Hiya, I'm good, thanks. I'm a day early, but I'll do tomorrow as well. I got a bit.
I know I had you on my calendar for tomorrow, but I thought I'd just check. So the school go back to school today, and I saw, oh, he's on. I'll get on.
Yeah. So I confused myself. So thanks to Alan, actually, my Scottish friend, to help me helping me out. So I'm just going through a setup I did, like a version of colors I put together.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people like that. It was $50 in the academy, but I've created my own. But I've made it even better, because what they've done is, and they've got colors 2.0 out, and they use engulfing candles. But they use engulf. They actually name them. They're using. But what they like to do. Yep. They like to see the engulfing candles in these red or green zones. They like to see the engulfing candles in the red and green zones. Yep. So a bit like that there. Mm-hmm. Let me go to apologize. Or like you could even see the ninja up, or that one there. Yeah. But the last entity, the last thing they put together was they actually had a multi-time frame engulfing module. Now, they only use 3 times. They use a 4 hour, a 50-minute, and whatever time frame they're on. So So this is I'm using the 1 hour time frame at the moment. Now, if I look at this here, this tells you with this particular tool, I can set it to the daily, whatever I want. But at the moment, I've set it to the 4 hour, the 2 hour, 1 hour, 30, 15, and 5 minute with different settings to last week. I'd probably put it to the day as well, just so you know, and remove the 2 hour. Yeah, but that's like let's let you know. So I've added that. So with the Ninja Matrix 2.0, we're just waiting for Paul to see if we can release it. But I think they've been working on something that might. Paul's been hinting. He's been working on something. Something new is going to be coming, I believe, next month when he's coming back. A version of this, a watered down. When I say a watered down, a cleaner version of this, where you don't. There's a lot of noise going on. So we're looking for the new trader who can come in, and everything's all aligned, and it's simply a buy or a sell. That's ideally what we're looking for. So coming back to this one here, I'll go to normal candles. If you do remember, we had this here. So what we could do is we could go down to another time frame that was giving us a different support and resistance zone here. So we're moved, and you see this here, we're in consolidation. Look at that there. I mean, purely based on the trend. That there. So this here is a DMI, a special DMI that I call a demon because it works wonders for me. This is an RSI, the TMA RSI. Tom brought is amazing. He brought to us. It's really good. If the price is above this, it's a buy. See, it's now pushing up. So let me just check. Ribbon, are you up or down pips at the moment?
Let me check. I'm getting down, but I'm not yet on blues.
Okay, so it's we've just hit, just so you know, we've got a small pullback, and then before I believe it will continue, but let's just wait. Let's just wait and see. Let's just wait and see, because it's been trying to pull back actually for a few days now. It's been trying to pull back for a few days. It's certainly been trying to pull back for a few days. Let me just check this here. So who we got on? And is there a particular pair Emily wants me to have a look at? No? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So we'll just have to wait with this one then, because this is one we're following. I think this one might be on the scanner. Is this one? I can't get my scanner to work yesterday. I don't know at all. It's I think it's something wrong with my login, so I'll have to check that today. I believe, yeah, this one will be on the scanner. It was on Friday anyway. So potentially this could be the day up here, and it rejected. But let's just see. I think it's going to continue. My personal opinion. But we just trade what we see. We just trade what we see. Yeah. So let me just look at some indices for a minute. Let me have a quick look at SPX 500. Consolidation. The NAS. Best to trade these is US Open, because the US dollar. Or yeah, but just be careful. Be careful at that moment in time. all consolidation. So that all consolidation. US oil. Okay, we'll come back to that in a minute. Dow Jones US 30 has been moving. Yeah, it's all to do with the time of the day. If you look at these candles here, that's the morning. But you also probably see a lot of movement, usually around about between 2 to 3 UK time. Yeah, just there. The other one you could potentially trade is the German 30 for indices. The German 30. Does anybody see something strange with this particular pair? Remove. All that there is just, it's a simple trend trading. I test things all the time. Where price above that, you buy. Price below that, you sell. Nothing else. No other indicators. Even forget all that there. Simple as that. I test things out all the time. But if you look upon here, we have a gap. Once, twice. So this is where we have an open, the market, and price is opened a much higher price than when it closed. That's not a bad few pips, is it? Price has to come, but when does it have to come back? We don't know. That's the problem. We don't know. But it would be nice to grab some of that. Let me go back further in time. I'll remove this VWAP for a minute. And I'll remove that there. Looking, there's another gap up there. Look, there's another gap up there, ladies and gentlemen. A huge gap up there. Price come down and it filled it. I wouldn't have minded even getting some of that with pips. Wow. So that's what this pair does. This pair creates a lot of gaps. There's one similar to what we've got now. So the problem is, when do we get in? You just have to be really careful when you're trading these indices. If you do decide to trade them, test it with very small lot sizes like 0.01, just to test it, or put it on demo. Put on your normal indicator, do everything as normal, put on the matrix. But this here has to fill this gap. When is the time to get in? Again, I don't know. It could be next time we get some major Euro news. We have some Euro news at 10 AM UK time in 1 hour. It potentially could push our way. That would be. I'm going to keep an eye on that one actually. So Ribbon, you would just notice it's come down slightly more. So what we'll do is I want the 5 minute. It's went flat at the moment in terms of there's no engulfing candle. The last engulfing one was for a sell. The RSI went flat. It's went down to like 50. Everything is going down at the moment. Now, what I'm suggesting here is we're now back at this support zone where previously the last time price came back to here, it rejected off it. So we have support and resistance thing, the ceiling. It hit off the ceiling, come back. It tried it again, hit the ceiling and come back. Tried to break through, hit it, came back, and eventually the buyers pushed through it. Now it's came back again. So now resistance is now the support. So let's just see what happens with this. This could be a time for it to break off and go back the other way. So let me see how many pips are in this here. So it's only 6 pips. So Ribbon, you might be down about 6 pips. Is that about 6, 7 pips? Would that be correct?
Yes, that would be correct.
Yeah. So we just have to, so we're just stuck in this zone at the moment. That's all it is. Yeah, you see here, there's not much strength at all in any area of the currencies. It's like flat aligned a little bit. Yes, it's coming down. Yeah, it's not really much happening there at all. So what I'll do is I'm going to change the matrix for a minute. Since we're on the 5 minute, when I trade on the 5 minute, I put the matrix to 30 minutes. Now I've got my matrix at 0. Look at this, I've at the fast end at 4.5. Let me just change that for a minute to 0.5, just to show you what happens, the difference. Not a lot at the moment. So in 5 minute, 30 minutes there. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So if you look at this here, so the down trend, nice up there. That hit there, we think of that also, everything was all aligned. There, it was ideally it would have been better for an entry there. Yeah, I'll have a look at that in a minute. It went up and up, it broke through that. And look at here, ribbon actually pushed up off of that there, pushed up off of that there. You know, this one was here, it was resistance, there's now support, price is pushing up slightly. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at this throughout the day. I'm going to see if it breaks through this price here. This price here. And what I mean by breaking through, I don't mean a wick, I mean like a candle, like the other side of it, even partly through it, for a push to the upside, if that's the way it decides to go. That could be round about 10 AM UK time. Look here, we have some Euro and German news, high impact at 10 AM UK time. But I would encourage you not to trade exactly at that time. Just watch it for a few minutes to see what happens. Because that's, just be careful. Does anybody have any questions on that? Now, we had some other, well, I'm here, let me quickly look at this one here. So what happened there? Ninja moved down, EIUR. So let's compare this one here, 5 minute with the normal candles. I'll take off of this here. DXY. Thank you very much. So why is there a difference with this one? It has been coming down. We've got a strong push up here with the euro. This one here, I'm going to quickly look upon in the daily time frame. That's not as strong. So that's not as, for me, that's not, for me, these are nice, strong trends. This is why I've can't really see it much here actually. Nice strong trends. Yep. So what I'm going to do is if there's any movement at 10 o'clock, probably, maybe even before, if it breaks through this here and continuation, I'll put this in the Ninja Facebook group. Now I will be back tomorrow. But what I would like to do is I'll tell you all about tomorrow a trade setup I've been doing at midnight with gold. It's using this, but a lot less than this. It's using the VWAP and the volume profile, sessions volume at 12 o'clock. This is a specific setup you do. That's one thing I would like to show you so you can test it for yourself. It might be too late for some people, that time of the day, but it doesn't have to be for gold. But once I've explained how it works, any currencies or indices or anything that has a close during the day is important. You can trade it. Like gold has a break. US 30 that has a break. The German 30 has a break. Yeah, as we know here. Once you know when it opens and when it closes, then you can now look at that there. 4:30 UK time, it closes, opens 8 AM. So this is an exciting time. So perhaps we could even we can have a look at this tomorrow morning as well, to see the impact this had, because there's some huge pips to be made with German 30. But again, you have to be careful. We need quite a decent size account. So because of the time, we're on a 5-minute time frame. Major impact, high impact news at 10 AM UK time. I'll post this to see what happens. We're on a slight down at the moment, but everything's pushing to an up. Ribbon, could you do me a favor, please? My harmonic scanner. Could you let me know later if in the harmonic scanner, does anyone know if there's a scan for the Euro JPY? If anybody knows.
Are you saying at 10 AM the Euro JPY is expected to push either way because of the news?
At 10 AM this morning, there's 3 major impact news. Yep.
Yeah.
Earlier on today, what we did was we looked at the impact high impact news had on these currency pairs. I looked at the AUD, the Swiss franc. So we do that again at 5:30. What a strong move, and wonder it had a strong sell from a particular. Let me just show you this here. AUD, which one was it? AUD USD at 5:30 this morning. At 5:30, it was 5:30 there. Now, the challenge you've got there, I might push one way or another, and that's why I said don't trade exactly at that time. Let it do its thing. Let it do its thing, because it could give you a false reading. It goes up there, then pushes the other way. That's what the news does. So don't necessarily trade at that time with the news. Wait for the next candle. Yeah. The Swiss franc, the one I looked at, had a small retracement up, but that one there, just be careful. So the way I look at my setup, the way I do it, I say, based on everything I know, which way is this going to go? Yeah.
Right.
If I look at the trend on a higher time frame, you can look at the fundamentals. This is not necessarily one of my pairs, but you can see it has been going up for a while, since March last year. Had a few pullbacks.
I mean, I've normally always thought of it in a way of when you look at the news, as I did yesterday and other days, that you avoid those pairs and I've been avoiding those pairs in the that's up in the news, but in some ways they can actually go in to your advantage, as you're saying. Not exactly at that time, but wait for the next candle to see which way it's going, and then get in for a quick scalp or whatever. Then
Yep. So if you look at that there, 5:30, that was it there. Looks nothing here, but when I open this up, that was a big candle. Yeah, it pushed. It probably went up. People trapped all the buyers. They thought they were going in, and then it pushes the other way. So a good way to that could come down small time frames and let it do its let it do its thing. Just let it do it and wait, settle. So that one there, let it settle, and we actually find the real trend that's going. It's just they're just taking money out of the market.
It could push either way, really. I mean,
could do.
Whether it's in a down or uptrend, it could still go. Because that's what happens with the news, doesn't it? So.
Yeah, but there's certain pairs that stay in one direction for the rest of the day.
All right.
You noticed the pairs I did last week. They stayed the direction for the rest of the day. And I think one of them was EUR-JPY last week. So I'm just waiting for 10 o'clock to see what happens with this. To see what happens. So it's pushing strong down now.
It could go up. Yeah.
The reason for that could be going down to get a better price. Before carrying on.
Right.
Let me just click on the VWAP again. So it's could come down here. Let me just check. Has anybody been following Manny Kionis at all?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. Has anybody here had a certificate from Manny Kionis for trading Forex?
Yes, I have completed the boot camp on Sunday.
Congratulations. So in Manny Kionis, he's a Forex, one of the top Forex elite traders in IM Academy. And he has a boot camp, but once completion, he gets a certificate. Now, Ribbon, first of all, congratulations to you. If other people were to do that, what do they have to do in order to get that certificate? What must they do, please?
They have to listen to all the boot camp from boot camp 1 to 8.
1 to 8. There's 8 boot camps. Yeah.
It's such an amazing and very informative boot camps for beginners, and you get to know in boot camp 8 that now that you've completed all the boot camps, you can be able to download the certificate.
Oh, congratulations! Well done. I would encourage other people to have a look at that. It certainly had an impact on my trading. Yes, well done, and well done to you, Ribbon. Now, I'm going to quickly look at a setup. Have I got this? So I have lots of different setups. Right, this here, not there. This here, give me a minute, I'll put that off. It's something similar to Manny's new software. Yep. Forget the orange lines for a minute. I like to create my own version of whatever other people have got. And guess what? Manny's also now using the matrix because it's that powerful. But what he does, he uses these, whether you call them clouds or whatever you want to call them, moving averages. And you can actually do this with you can actually set this up using the Ninjacator, but it wouldn't have the filled in. So the way he trades this is, so we've got the blue zone or the red zone or the green and the red with the matrix. We'd have his Ninjacator. Let me just switch on a Ninjacator. I don't know if I've got one on, but switch one on. I'm just going to go in a couple of minutes. I'll just put that there. Go to Heikin-Ashi candles, so it moves. There. Now, this is what he's introducing. You see here, on normal candles, well, this is it's the same. So at this point, here actually, we have a ninja up. And this here, I've got a major support and resistance zone. So what he said was, what he says is actually draw a line at a major support and resistance line. Yep. But with my software, my version, I'm putting it in. So it's automatically created. I want to make it so easy for new traders. When it's released to the ninjas, it's so powerful. We're in the matrix. We're using the Ninjacator. I'm using the support and resistance, and it's all aligned, and it goes up. And what Manny's rules are, you go for 20 pips. Yeah, there's 18.9, nearly 20. Look at that there. Yeah, 80. So 20 pips stop loss or 20 pips profit. That's what he does. Yeah. Now you get 19. If you want to get out, you can. You want to stay in, you can. Yeah. There's another entry. So you would have actually got 20. So there's another entry for a second trade based on this setup. But before we do that, you have to ask yourself, draw a line. At that point there, is there any support that way? There's a resistance zone and support where price bounced off there and back up. Price bounced off there and back up. So that is a line that's off this cloud. We have the ninja up. We have another support. Excellent. We have another early entry. So that's one win. I've just short of 20 pips. That one there, that'd be another win. Yep. We have one more here, but it's a win, but it's a little bit, it's in the middle of nowhere. If you want to get your 10 pips, you can, but we follow the 20 pips rule that he's doing. So let's look at it upon this. The deeper into this zone, the better, the stronger the push up. It looks like a bit of news hit that. People who, so potentially one there. So if you got 42 trades with 20 pips, would everybody be happy with that day? That was in the morning, and I think that one was the afternoon. Would most people be happy with if you did 3% per trade or 2%, whatever you do? I'm sure most people would be happy with that. Now let's moving on. You see now it changed direction. It now comes under the cloud. Yeah, people have different thoughts on that and where to trade. Some people may say you wouldn't trade until the price is under there, but you potentially have loss of these huge pips. So I would rather me tell you a suggestion, go to Manny's education, Manny xauusd and FRX. I would take this one. It's just, for me, that feels safer. Take that one there. But before we do that, let's look left. Let's look left. Yeah. Price has been pushing off this, pushed off, come down. Went up again, come down. Very nice indeed. Yeah, so let's take that one there. So we have the ninja down there. We're in a ninja matrix. That one was 13 pips. So we're waiting for 20. So you either can take that there, or you go and draw down of 7.8, and then does this way. Then at some point it starts consolidating. At some point you have to make a decision, if it's not moving your direction, to get out and profit. Yeah, if that was me, if I see that, because I mean, look at this here. It's what I call these rejection candles. It's rejecting off this price. When it comes back here, rejected it again, I'd probably say, no, I'm going to exit the trade and profit. Yeah, we don't see any of this here, but at this point here, let me see, do I have anything else? Yeah, I've got this at the bottom. Then we go in a consolidation type zone here. Within above the cloud, it starts moving again. We start moving again. It's now above the cloud. We get this here. This is aligned here. Let's see, we enter the trade. What do we get? That one there, we're up 11. It comes down to a -3. And then I think it does go ahead and push right through to get your 20 pips. Yeah, 21, 22 pips up there. So that's what Manny xauusd. Now, for the people who don't follow him, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 p.m. UK time, Manny xauusd is one of his classes, the elite educator with IM Academy. I highly encourage you, if you like this style of trading, where you just follow some simple rules. If it's above the cloud, you take the entry for 20 pips. If it's below it, you take the entry for 20 pips. And it's simple as that. Now, before I go, Ribbon, let me just see where you're at. You probably about maybe 5, 6 pips in drawdown. But you see what I said there, ladies and gentlemen? I was looking for it to come down, retrace and come back up. Yeah. Now, because of the time, I'm going to shoot off. Does anyone have any questions for me before I disappear?
Yeah, I was just going to say, to get Manny, is he on at 10 p.m. on Discord, or is it on the live chat thing?
Manny Keown is 3 p.m. UK time, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, inside I Am Academy. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, inside I Am Academy. You just log in, click on Go Live.
Oh, go live. That's what I meant. Yeah, sorry.
Yep. Go live, and it's you see him under FRX or even harmonics
at 3 p.m. Yeah.
At 3 p.m.
Okay.
I highly recommend him. Now, Ribbon has done his boot camp. She's got achieved a nice certificate, which she's really proud of, and I'm proud. And if anybody would like to get a level of certification because you've studied, you've worked hard, you went through his boot camp, and each video was round about between an hour and an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours, some of them actually. I do encourage it.
Into that, sorry.
Repeat that, please.
How do we get into that?
Okay, can you go to your im.center?
Yeah.
Yeah, click on that. I've got a problem with mine since Friday, so I can't physically show you. I do apologize.
Yeah.
Then click on Go Live.
All right, okay.
Then click on FRX or go to harmonics. It'll be a quicker way to find it.
Right, okay.
Then go all the way down to the bottom. You'll see him. Go to his favorite. Go to Manny Keown's favorite section. You'll see his boot camp. And I think it's yep. And Ribbon has successfully passed that. And Ribbon, did you post the certificate in the Ninjas?
Oh yes, I did on Sunday morning.
Yeah. I thought I saw it. Yeah. But once again, congratulations.
We'll have a look at that then.
Yeah, it's a nice professional one. Now, I'm gonna leave it there for just now. I do have a few things to do, but I'm going to keep an eye on this. 10 o'clock. I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to have a look at this line here. I've got a funny feeling we could be breaking this, but hey, look, we just let the price do what the price does. Yeah, the moment I think I can beat the banks is the moment I think I know better, which I don't. I very early on in my trading life, I thought I knew better than the banks, and I don't. There's no way. So we just let price do what the price does. And we can come up with some different trade ideas and we come up with some different indicators. But the matrix, the Ninjacator is super powerful. I've just added these other things for extra confirmation. That's all I've done. And you notice this here, these here match nicely with the matrix. Look at that there. They match nicely with the matrix actually. And also they also match with the RSI at the bottom when it goes under. So when it goes under there, you got a little bit of red there, just right there. And that's when we get that little push down there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much. I'll keep an eye on your EUR-JPY. I'll be back same time tomorrow. And I would like to show you some ideas on trading German 30, on trading gold. But if you ever do something like this, please demo only until you get comfortable, because they move fast and they can tear your account apart. So if you don't have decent funds in it, I apologize for that. Just leave it. Just leave it. But there's some nice setups. I've been trading with gold, and so far I've been testing only two nights, but so far midnight I've been trading gold, 100% success, just using a certain set of rules. Okay, you take care, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jeff.
Bye. Take care.
Thanks, Jeff. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks
Jeff.
all.
Bye.
Bye for now.